You're facing 5 to 6 years over this initial misdemeanor mask dispute. What started as a mask mandate dispute in Island County, Washington, has led to GOP Chairman Tim Hazelo to face felony charges. What happened when you were observing the election at the voting center in Island County?
There's been a mask dispute going on there since early 24. So I show up. They give me a sheet of paper that has all the rules on it, and nowhere on this sheet of paper does it talk about masks. And those are the official rules written by the auditor. So I sign the rules. They give me a badge. They say, okay, go back there and watch the ballot counting. So I went back there, sat down quietly in the taped-in area in the ballot room. And there's a couple of older people in there with their masks down on their chin, counting ballots. There was a lady that would take a mask off to talk to the lady next to her. I guess I sat there with no mask, and I sat there quietly, didn't disturb anything. The manager comes in. She says, hey, Tim, you have to have a mask on to be in here. It's a rule. And I said, well, what authority, what law gives you the ability to require me to wear a mask? And she couldn't tell me. All she could say was, it's a rule. So I said, well, I'd rather just sit here without my mask on and observe the ballot counting. And so that's what I did. About 10 minutes later, she came back in, told me I had to wear a mask again. I said, I don't want to. I'm not going to. And then the sheriff came in and asked me to leave.
You were given a citation by the sheriff, and what did that citation entail?
Well, the citation was disorderly conduct. And I said, if I'm not breaking a law that I can be cited for, this was my intention. Maybe it didn't come out correctly, but I said, if I'm not breaking a law that I can be cited for, I plan on just sitting there and observing my right. And I think it's more than a right. It's a duty for us as Americans to observe this and participate in this action. So they said, well, I'll write your citation. I got up and walked out with them. The whole interaction took a minute.
So that citation led to a misdemeanor charge, but then the prosecutor, Greg Banks, gets involved.
So when I went to court, it was an amazing thing to me to find out that Greg Banks himself was the actual prosecuting attorney. So the highest level prosecutor in our county, the elected guy, is down here prosecuting the lowest level crime, and the rest of his attorneys are off doing other things. He sent me a letter saying that he was going to add trespassing, which I was not cited for, by the way, to the charge. And if I didn't plead guilty and accept his punishment, that he was going to raise this up to a felony level, something called unauthorized access to a polling place, which has never been charged against anybody. Well, the felonies could get me 5 years, 5 to 6 years. I think the unauthorized access is 5 years. The trespassing is a year, and the disorderly conduct was going to be 90 days. However, the disorderly conduct got dismissed. There was no substantiation for that. So the one thing that I got cited for, the judge went ahead and dismissed. And the reality is, this prosecutor maybe honestly thinks he's doing the right thing here. But the reality is, his history is just littered with anti-Trump supporter. He's wished death on Trump supporters. He's compared us to KKK. And me, as the default GOP representative, if I ran for Congress under a mega ticket, I got more congressional votes in our district than any Republican ever has. It's a blue district. I think he's trying to prove a point here. I don't know that to be sure, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I haven't talked to another prosecutor or another law enforcement agent that thinks a crime has been committed or would have pushed this. If we don't stand in that gap, then nobody will, right? And Stu Bannon knows this just as much as any of us do. The process is the punishment in a lot of cases. And guys like us have to stand up for everybody else who might not be willing to or might not have the ability to. Because if we don't challenge the authority, we get lost this country. Our country is found on challenging authority.